right on time. We're very happy that you all could make it here this afternoon. I know persons are coming from different communities. Some of you are coming off your farms. And so we thank you so much for being here. I want to say a special welcome and thanks to our chairman of Food Supply here in Jamaica, the Honorable Floyd Green, our Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining. Absolutely, and you know, wherever you find the minister, you're going to find, of course, our PS close by. He is a man of a man, so he just, you know, puts on his shirts and come up. Mr. Durban Spence is here. Good to have you, sir. Yes, you're supposed to have the PS as well. Man, work hard, you know, trust me. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't give another big round of applause for anybody else, I want you to applaud this gentleman. If you look on their YouTube page, their Isratech YouTube page, not only has it grown exponentially in a matter of about, I'd say 9 months or close to a year really, but also on that page you'll find a particular video where you find them in Petersfield, I believe, when they were constructing an aqua block. And when you saw him stand up there, shirt wet, because he's working, the evidence of work, and we hear him speaking about the initiative that they were doing there in Petersfield, you saw his heart, you saw, of course, why he's doing what he's doing here today. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of Isratech, Mr. Benjamin Padara. Sir, sit down, it's not your time yet. I was applauding you. Please put your hands together for the gentleman hard at work every day. Not yet, I'm acknowledging. You see how quick he is to work? That was the show, right? A boss always ready to work. Sitting right beside him, Technical Director of Isratech Jamaica, Arturo Ramirez. Good morning to you, sir. Well, good afternoon to you, sir. Yes. He did a fantastic presentation last year. Remember it? Very good, very solid and filled with information. We also have with us this afternoon Mr. Garnet Edmondson, CEO of RADA. You're supposed to applaud the CEO of RADA. Hello. Thank you, sir. Mr. Shane Agnes is here with us. Director of Investment, Market and Export Development at AIC. Also joining us, we have Mr. Denver Thorpe, Regional Manager for JAS. And we have with us the lady, and it's important that we have a lady in the mix of things, because as we are celebrating this year, the year with us. Applaud her, please, for being here. And this initiative is designed to strengthen farm resilience through irrigation and climate-smart technology, support farmers with practical resources, and also use real farms as demonstration sites, and also reinforcing participating organizations as partners in modern farming and farmer support. And it's important that we do this right now, because the truth is, Jamaica, we cannot think that things are going to probably change concerning the impact that climate change will have and continue to have here in Jamaica. I know yesterday somebody said to me, "Baby, we don't normally have rain at this time of the year. We don't normally have rain at this time of the year, right? But we're getting these sporadic episodes of rainfall." And I was saying to Chase earlier on, I said, "Chase, tomorrow morning we wake up and we're here, so we have drought." Because that is the reality of living on an island, of course, here, just in a direct path, really, if you look at it on the globe, coming off the west coast of Africa, right? We are going to be impacted continuously by climate change. And so it makes sense for us to start doing what we can right now, what we have to do right now, to be a resilient nation. Because anytime at all, planting short, you know, people like me vex. And the reason why planting is short is of a Category 5 hurricane. And the shortage we have, and then we have glut at one end of the spectrum, right? And so we have to know what we're doing with what we have. Isratech, I know, they're not just giving our farmers the resource, but they're also enabling the farmers to have the kind of knowledge, equipping them with the know-how necessary to be resilient farmers. And so I'm very excited about this afternoon and excited about this farm tour. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, the CEO who is ready to work of Isratech Jamaica, Mr. Benjamin Hodara. Please put your hands together. Let's welcome him to the stage.
Honorable Floyd Green, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining. Mr. Dermot Spence, Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining. Mr. Garnett Edmondson, CEO of RADA. Mr. Denver Thorpe, Regional Manager of JAS. Agricultural stakeholders from the Ministry, JAS, AIC, our host Debbie Bissoon, partners, members of the media, and our farmers. Good afternoon. I want to start by saying something plainly. We're not here to make announcements just for the sake of it. We're here because farmers across the country took a serious hit in Hurricane Melissa. Although this catastrophic event took place over 5 months ago, recovery is a process, and we felt it on us to keep the support going. Agriculture is unforgiving at the best of times. You invest months of work, and the margins for error are thin. When a hurricane comes through, it doesn't just damage a crop, it disrupts entire livelihoods. Income stops, the cycle breaks, and the path back is harder than most people realize. What farmers need is not just relief, it's the confidence that if they invest again, they will be protected and they will be supported when a next challenge comes. And that's what we've been thinking about here at Isratech. And that's what this tour is designed to address. Our teams will travel across Jamaica during the Resilience Farm Tour, conducting free technical assessments, delivering irrigation systems, seedling trays, soils, and other inputs needed to get back into production. We are going to the farmers because that's where the work is, and that's where the help needs to be. Every farm we work with would also become a demonstration site, a place where neighboring farmers can come and see modern solutions actually working in Jamaican soil. Not theory, not a sales pitch, real results on real farms in their own communities. This tour also places a particular focus on female farmers. 2026 is the year of the female farmer, and we take that theme seriously. Women have carried an enormous share of the country's agricultural output for generations. This includes my very own grandmother, who is a cattle and sheep farmer for over 60 years in St. Elizabeth. I also want to take a moment to recognize the work that the government has already done in responding to Hurricane Melissa. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, along with its agencies, moved without hesitation when farmers needed immediate support. And that incredible response has made a real difference on the ground. I want to acknowledge our partners. What you're seeing today happens when private and public sector organizations decide not to wait, when they decide to act. We are also especially pleased to have JAMPRO's support through exporter readiness guidance, market intelligence, and strategic linkages. Each partner here today made a commitment, and that commitment will be felt by real families in real communities. And lastly, to our farmers, many of you in the room, we have been through something genuinely difficult. And what I want you to know is that this program has been designed not in abstract, it's been designed with you in mind, with your situation, your needs, and your ability to rebuild. Know that our goal is not just to help you recover this season, but it's to leave you in a stronger position than you were before. And that's Isratech's commitment to you. Thank you. Can I leave now?
Yes, no. You can't go back to sit down, but you can't leave. But ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together again for him, please. Absolutely, Sir Benjamin Hodara, and we are very, very happy that Isratech has decided to gather the friends and make this a reality, and we are looking forward. Farmers, are looking forward? Yes, we're looking forward because this has been such a necessary piece of the puzzle as we continue to push forward and really become more resilient in our efforts to continue supplying this wonderful nation, our people, our communities, our families with the food that we need. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How does it work? Who will benefit? How can I get involved? We're going to be hearing at this time from Mr. Arturo Ramirez, the Technical Director for Isratech. Put your hands together for him, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. When we look at the challenges facing agriculture today, we see a sector still struggling to recover from recent events. For many farmers, the damage extends far beyond what is visible on the surface. It has severely impacted water access, soil health, and planting schedules, ultimately threatening their ability to sustain their livelihoods. So recovery cannot simply mean replacing what was lost. We must help our farmers rebuild in a smarter way, in a stronger way, and better prepared for the future. The Resilience Farm Tour is Isratech's practical response to that need. This national initiative, running throughout April, aims to reach farmer communities, especially those hardest hit by the climate, by the weather-related challenges, and introduce real climate-smart solutions that make a lasting impact. Through this tour, selected farmers will receive direct hands-on support, including farm assessments, irrigation systems, seedling trays, growing media, and other essential inputs designed to help them restart and strengthen their operations. While we received 286 applications, and we would have loved to attend every single one of them, we are unable to do so at this stage. However, the selected farms will serve as demonstration for their neighbors. This ensures the initiative's impact extends beyond individual recipients, turning these farms into practical learning spaces where others can observe workable solutions. To further bridge the gap, we would document the tour and all the lessons on our YouTube channel, allowing farmers and stakeholders across Jamaica to benefit from the knowledge, practices, and example emerging from this initiative. Resilience is the ultimate goal because farmers do not just need support for today. They need the tools and system to withstand tomorrow. If we are serious about the future of agriculture, we have to be serious about building farms that can adapt, recover, and keep producing. My call today is very simple. Let us move beyond recovery and focus on readiness. Let us continue to invest in practical solutions in order to strengthen our farmers, our communities, and the future of Jamaican agriculture. Thank you very much.
Wow, incredible. Can you imagine that? Over 282 applications. That's amazing. That goes to show that our farmers, they are in need of help. And let me tell you, man, the help is coming. We are so excited to hear about this particular Resilience Farm Tour. And also with what the ministry, as Benjamin has been saying as well, the ministry has been doing such great work. And recently, as you've heard, Adapt Jamaica, that program coming now online over the next few years, is there to help equip our farmers with the kind of know-how, the tools, the resource, etc. necessary to continue the good work that we have been doing over the years. I am excited. You excited? I am very excited, man. Very, very excited. And also, as you've heard before, these farmers who will be selected, they're going to be the persons who would have agreed to the initiatives and, of course, the plans of this particular project, because we want the persons who are ready, who are willing to show that they are also ready to move things forward for themselves and for their communities, who want to be able to demonstrate, use your farm as a demonstration space for the other farmers in your community to come and look at what's possible and also to learn how they can also implement it where they are. So it's going to be an exciting time. I'm also excited to hear that this is going to be documented on the YouTube platforms so that we're able to go back and revisit and rewatch and say, boy, when they said this so again, and we just carry back right this one, listen to it 2 more times. Excited about it. So ladies and gentlemen, I know this person who's coming to the microphone right now, our Chief Executive Officer of RADA, is also very, 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 very happy about this program. Mr. Garnett Edmondson, put your hands together for him, please. I know the man is very passionate, especially when it comes on to the help provided to you, his farmers. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm truly happy to be here. You know, I just texted my senior director to ask that we change minister protocol in RADA, that whenever the PS and the minister is around, the CEO does not talk. But so I think that will come in effect after this. But let me also join our moderator and those the CEO of Isratech to also acknowledge the presence of our Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, Floyd Green. We also welcome at his own facility, Mr. Hadora, Benjamin Hadora. We have had many a conversation about irrigation throughout Jamaica, and in my remark I will mention some of these ideas that come about. I also want to see where I want to welcome Technical Director Ramirez. Am I saying it correct? Yes. Okay, thank you. And Mr. Shane Angus, colleague of mine, Mr. Denver Top from the Jamaica Agricultural Society, strong organization under the Ministry of Agriculture, and very important person inside the room. I don't want to not welcome him, our Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, Mr. Derman Spence. And I try to steal the minister famous line, the most important persons here today are our farmers, and we must welcome our farmers. On behalf of the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, it is my pleasure to be here to mark this milestone in the development of the agriculture sector, or further development of the agriculture sector. It's a privilege to stand with you today during Farmers Month, and it's one that must be celebrated. We have seen the resilience of our farmers after the Hurricane Melissa, and it is fitting that we celebrate with them this month as we are able to feed Jamaica through their hands. Today's agriculture is about transformation, and what is happening here today, we are embarking on transforming Jamaica agriculture in the aspect of irrigation. We hear many talk about climate change, and sometimes we wonder if it's just talk. But on this journey, this farm tour, we have already heard and see where Isratech have stepped up to ensure that the action in and against climate change is real. For many of our farm families, the memory of Hurricane Melissa is not found in data reports, but they are found in the flattened fields, the destruction of cattle, livestock on a whole. So today is about building back, further building back of an industry that is very important to our Jamaica economy. By us focusing on practical solution, we can achieve long-term resilience. And in doing so, we must ensure that irrigation stands among those elements that we focus on. In many parts of the world, there are massive, severe droughts. If you should travel to the Middle East, you would see how these guys, they use technology to irrigate lands. A desert. Right? And it is important that we look at how we use water, the efficiency of using this scarce resource. If we can move from a 40% efficiency to a 90%. I traveled some time ago to Disney, and I got a tour of their greenhouse. And the agronomist there was saying to me, Minister, we measure every drop of water that a plant needs from seed to fruit. And that is very important because many of our farmers today, they cultivate without knowing where their water source is coming from, or how much water do I need to really bring this plant to harvest. With us building out the irrigation aspect of agriculture, it means that we should be taking our farmers to the level where they understand the science behind water utilization. Rather, at present, has gone through, if not all the parishes in Jamaica, and we are building out mini ponds. To date, we have last quarter, we have built some 12 ponds throughout Jamaica, mini ponds. Some of these ponds, the pond liners were provided by the same company, Isratech, very high quality. Now, I mentioned that because many a times you're out there and you're speaking to farmers, and you want to make sure that they understand that the partnership that exists between private and public is very important, and in us building that out, we can achieve our goals. Now, in empowering our farmers, we should look not just to our present farmers, but to our younger farmers, to our women in agriculture. And I'm happy that I'm seeing NCU here today, because it's a passion that we were discussing the other day, youth in agriculture, and now we're not seeing so much of agriculture in the curriculum across education, and it's something that we must champion, but that's for another time. But today, it's important that we recognize the work of Isratech and this initiative. And as this tour begins, it's a journey through Manchester, St. Elizabeth, and beyond. The road ahead is guided by clear long-term strategy, centered on operational excellence of on-farm water management, which work hand in hand with our partners like Isratech to serve farm and farm families. This work is the foundation of our 10-year strategic plan at RADA. And we are happy today to stand with Isratech to continue this work and to ensure that farmers benefit. I close by applauding the team from Isratech as we continue working together towards being a nation of innovators, and through the marriage of technology and tradition, we are building a sector that remains resilient and ready for our next disaster that will see us at a better place at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and very well said. One more time, please, to Mr. Garnet Edmondson, the CEO of RADA. And sir, I join you in that because, I mean, while I was there being asked to look for X, in addition to finding X when I was in school, I would have needed to also know how to plant my seeds and how to water them, right? And when it became an elective, I absolutely chose agri. And my agri teacher would tell you that I'm probably one of the only students in my term that graduated with honors. And I loved that subject a lot, and I loved the fact that I was introduced to it at the high school level. But can you imagine if I was learning about it from the primary school level, right? From before that time. It's important that we teach our young people about where their food comes from and what they're supposed to be doing to get the food that we actually see on the table. How did it get there? It's important that we're able to connect those dots from a very early stage so we can have adults who respect the process and not just look at it, oh, agriculture is that thing you fall back on. It's a little, you know, you go plant a little something. No, 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 no. It's essential because when we have a lack, we have an uproar. And so people need to know how it is that we've gotten here in the first place. How do we get our food supply? And that's why we're very excited about this particular tour from Isratech, because I know that there are going to be some young people around here looking on to see how things are being built out. They're going to be there learning along the way and being inspired to take this up as a first choice. And we're going to come out seeing great farmers coming out more confident and resilient. Ladies and gentlemen, another gentleman to take the stage right now, very passionate about his job, is our Director of Investment, Market and Export Development for Agri Investment Corporation, Mr. Shane Angus. Please put your hands together. Let's welcome him to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. I extend warm greetings on behalf of Mr. Vivian Scully, CEO of Agri Invest Corporation. And it's a pleasure to join you today for this launch of the Isratech and Friends Resilient Farm Tour here in Manchester. Let me first acknowledge our host, Ms. Debbie Bessoon, Honorable Minister Floyd Green, Mr. Dermot Spence, Permanent Secretary, and Mr. Garnet Edmondson, CEO of RADA, and Mr. Denver Top, Regional Manager for Jamaica Agricultural Society. I also extend sincere greetings to our distinguished officials, valued partners and stakeholders, members of the farming communities, members of the media, and all specially invited guests. Your presence here today reflects a shared commitment to strengthening and advancing Jamaica Agricultural Society. We commend the leadership of Isratech, Mr. Benjamin Hodari and his team for this vision and dedication in bringing this important initiative to life. This effort represents a meaningful step towards building resilience within the sector and supporting our farmers in a practical and impactful way. The impact of Hurricane Melissa on Jamaica agriculture sector has been significant, affecting thousands of farmers and disrupting livelihood across the entire parishes. Within the agri-parks alone, approximately 1,300 acres were impacted. Despite this, our farmers have demonstrated commendable resilience. In the aftermath of such events, collaboration is essential to provide practical solutions and a clear path to recovery. Initiatives like these move us beyond recovery towards long-term sustainability and strengthening food security. The Agri-Invest Corporation continues to support the sector by providing lands for investment and production for food, both locally and international markets. We currently manage 10 agri-parks and 15 production zones, spanning approximately 28,000 acres, with a vision to establish at least one park in each parish supported by infrastructure such as cold storage, agro-processing facilities, and reduced post-harvest to reduce losses. We're also advancing the use of agriculture technology to build smarter and more resilient systems. In this regard, a smart greenhouse at the Amity Hall Park in St. Catherine is now supporting improved plant health and productivity through modern irrigation, fertigation, and inventory monitoring system. We welcome a collaboration with Isratech to expand this initiative through the development of a comprehensive greenhouse on one of our demonstration plots, allowing farmers to better understand the benefits and returns of these systems. Additionally, we're exploring partnerships to convert post-hurricane agriculture debris into material that can improve soil health, reduce the need for burning, and ease waste management challenges. As part of a modernization effort, we will also implement agriculture and surveying drone programs across our agri-parks to support activities such as spraying, fertilizing, and mapping, and plant health analysis. The Agro-Invest Corporation remain committed to supporting farmers through innovation, strengthening value chain, enhancing market access, and fostering strategic partnership, including collaboration with agencies such as JAMPRO. Let me encourage all partners and stakeholders to continue investing in innovation to play an active role in building a strong, resilient agriculture sector, as this requires a collaborative effort. In closing, while challenges will arise, our response will shape the future of agriculture in Jamaica. Let us move forward by not only recovering, but also transforming generations to come. Thank you.
And we say big thanks to Mr. Shane Angus, and please send our love to Mr. Scully. Thank you so much for being here. Love that. One park, agro-park in each parish, and we've seen the modernization efforts being done already. So we're excited to hear that, and of course, the collaboration with Isratech continues. So we thank you so much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker to the stage, Mr. Denver Thorpe, Regional Manager for the JAS. Put your hands together. Let's welcome him to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. When on Sunday, you're out with the minister, and then on today's what? Wednesday, we are launching something again, and something good is happening, right? So like the song says, something good is going to happen, and it's happening right here in Mandeville. I deem it really a privilege to be here with you today at this official launch of Isratech and Friends Resilience Farm Tour here in Mandeville. I bring greetings on behalf of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, on behalf of the President and the Chief Executive Officer of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, who unfortunately could not be here today because they are out there working to meet the needs of our members. I wish to extend sincere appreciation to Isratech Jamaica Limited and its partners for organizing this very timely and important initiative. The focus of resilience within our agricultural sector could not be more timely. It is after this aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, our farming community across Jamaica faced significant challenges. I know because I lost a couple greenhouses myself, ranging from crop losses and damaging to infrastructure, disruption of livelihood. However, as we have seen time and time again, and I take this from the minister, the Jamaican farmer is some of the most resilient human being you could ever think of. But you say, minister, you pick them up, you lick them down, them bounce right back. Hard man for that. The Jamaica Agricultural Society has been actively engaged in support and recovery and strengthening resilience across the parishes. Since the passage of Hurricane Melissa, the Society has worked closely with key stakeholders to facilitate the distribution of critical farm inputs to affected farmers, advocate for increased support and relief measures for our agricultural sector, strengthen farmers' organization, and also the parish and branch levels to promote climate-smart agricultural practices to better prepare for farmers for future events. Additionally, the society has intensified its effort in farmer training, extension support, and community engagement, ensuring that our members are not only recovering, but rebuilding stronger and more sustainably. Today's initiative by Isratech aligns closely with these efforts. Building resilience is no longer an option, but it's an essential part of our way of life. It requires partnership, innovation, and a shared commitment to safeguarding our food system and rural livelihoods. To the farmers gathered here today, I commend you. I commend you, and I commend your perseverance and dedication. You are the backbone of this nation's food security, and your efforts do not go unnoticed. As we move forward, the Jamaica Agricultural Society remains committed to working alongside all partners to ensure that our agricultural sector is better equipped to withstand future shocks and continue to thrive. In closing, I again thank Isratech Jamaica Limited for this initiative and wish the Resilient Farm Tour every success. Thank you, and may you all have a productive and insightful day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sir Thorpe. Thank you so much for your endorsement and for your commitment to the partnership with this tour. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to hear from our farmer representative in this, the year of the female farmer. Please put your hands together. Let's welcome to this podium Georgette Henry Morgan. No, come on, I know you can't clap Georgette better than that. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. Thank you very much. I'm so short. Thank you. Thank you very much. I must greet all the distinguished guests. It is indeed my pleasure being here. My name is Georgette Henry Morgan, and I'm representing the Salmontown Farmers Group Association in South Manchester. It's a pleasure to be here today at the Resilience Farm Tour launch. First, I'd like to acknowledge the devastating impact of Hurricane Melissa on our farmers in Manchester. The storm brought unprecedented destruction, resulting in significant crop loss, damages, and soaring food prices. Many of us are still recovering, and it is clear that our agricultural sector needs support. I'm particularly concerned about the loss of greenhouses, livelihoods that has lost their shelters, which were a significant investment for many farmers. The impact on our production capacity has been severe. That's why initiatives like the Resilience Farm Tour are crucial. Isratech and friends are offering invaluable resources, including free farm assessments, irrigation systems, fertilizers, and expert guidance. Aren't you excited? This will undoubtedly enhance our production, improve our resilience, and contribute to the Jamaica's food security. I want to take the time to big up Isratech for their intervention. Your commitment to our farm resilience is truly commendable by supporting local farmers. You're helping to build a stronger, more sustainable agricultural sector. As we move forward, let's remember we don't just want to recover, we want to recover stronger. With the right support and resources, we can build a more resilient agricultural community, better equipped to face future. Thank you, Isratech, for empowering us to do just that. Let's seize this opportunity and work together towards a brighter future for our farmers and our community. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Very well done. Can you put a hand together again for her? Georgette, look about your talent. Look how she'll leave the microphone all the way down here. But Georgette, thank you so much for representing your farmers group so well and representing yourself so well. Thank you for being here and thank you for endorsing this program. And we know for sure that it will be beneficial to female farmers like yourself all across this amazing country. Just to tell you that it starts on Friday, April 10. Yes. And the first stop is in St. Elizabeth at Top Hills. So that's when things get rolling. So we're happy about it. One more time, please, for our female farmer representative. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're at that part of the program. We're going to be hearing from our chairman. I call him the chairman of our food supply. He's seen it. He's from St. Elizabeth, so he has seen it himself. He's a minister in charge of this incredible ministry. And he's gone right around Jamaica. He's heard from the farmers, and he's seen it firsthand, the impact of a Category 5. And we've heard it as well, that it's beyond Category 5. So he understands the importance of an initiative like this from Isratech. You know, yesterday when I was coming back into the island, I was over Jamaica, and I said, boy, from this height, Jamaica looks small, you know. But you see, when you land and you start looking at the extent of this island and what it takes, really, given the terrain, the up and down, the hilly interior, the flats, the height, listen to me. It's a lot of work. And so we cannot just look at the efforts of the ministry ever since Melissa left us as anything at all small. The recovery has been a process, but it has been one that has been moving and moving in the right direction. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we could not have this initiative today, the launch of this Resilience Tour, Farm Tour, and not have our minister be here to talk to us, to give his endorsement and his stamp of approval. So without further ado, I ask that we put our hands together for really the hardest working minister in this country, the Honorable Floyd Green. Put your hands together for him, please.
Can we put our hands together for Debbie Bissoon? Isn't she excellent? I won't comment on your dress. Just to say, that color touches my heart deeply. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you feeling? God is good? And all the time, God is good. Mr. Benjamin Hadara and the team from Isratech, always a pleasure to be with you here in Manchester. Mr. Dermot Spence, our permanent secretary, I said to Benji, only Isratech can get out about the minister and the permanent secretary. And then I have to add to that, and the CEO of RADA, who is here, and then I have to add to that, Agro Invest, Shane Angus is here, and then I have to add to that, Sir Top from JS is here, and only Isratech can get out all these farmers. Can we give our farmers a big round of applause? Where's Georgette? You were exceptional. Very, very good. Give Georgette a bigger clap. I'm very happy to be here as we launch the Isratech and Friends Resilience Farm Tour. Did everybody eat something this morning or yesterday? If you had a bite to eat yesterday or this morning, put up your hand. Did you tell a farmer thank you? Every time you eat something, you should remember to thank a farmer. We are in Farmers Month, which is the celebration of the hardest working people in Jamaica. We call them our food heroes because regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the challenge, our farmers are out there ensuring that we have food on our table. And the reality is that they have been through some difficult years. Because of Melissa and Beryl, we don't even remember that in 2023, we were talking about drought. We were talking about not getting enough rain, and farmers were complaining about access to water. So what we know for a fact is that our climate has changed. And we're seeing just different trends. Even cool Manchester, even though it's still cool, it's warm nowadays. Not true? One time you come to Manchester, now you have to coat up. So it means that how we rebound after each disaster has to be different. And it means that we have to shift our focus from recovery to building resilience, to ensuring that every time we have a weather-related challenge, our farmers can come out stronger than before. And as you would have heard already, and as I always say, by nature, our farmers are resilient. By nature, our farmers are strong and determined. You don't get involved in agriculture and do it for years unless you have a lot of faith and unless you're willing to work very hard. And our farmers have shown after Hurricane Melissa that if you provide them with the support, they will drive the recovery effort. And what a recovery effort it has been. When last have you been to the market? Almost everything your heart desire is in the market in abundance. You want tomato? It is there. Cabbage, lettuce, carrot. The only thing you might complain about is banana and plantain. But it is coming. That take about 7 months. So, you can put your pot on fire. We're in month number 6, give us 2 more. Give us 2 more. 7 to 9 months by month 8. Because that is how our farmers are working. And what we have been doing at the ministry through our agencies like RAD and AgroInvest is to provide direct intervention. Already, over 17,000 packs of seeds have been distributed in some of our hardest hit areas. Already, over 8,400 bags of fertilizer. We have helped 1,300 farmers with free land preparation. In fact, something that we don't talk about enough is the fact that directly after Hurricane Melissa, we decided that irrigation water would be provided free. And as such, we were able to get back up our irrigation systems to serve 75% of our farmers within 1 week of Hurricane Melissa. And they got free irrigation all the way until the end of February. So the recovery we are seeing is not by chance. We have also distributed over 100,000 broiler chicks. We have distributed over 550 irrigation kits. We have been working on about 44 farm roads, but it doesn't mean that we have reached everybody. And what you realize, I saw a man do a video on TikTok, and I say I'm going to have to share it. Definitely, a farmer from an area called Beacon, he started up with a wonderful potato field. And him say, this is the potato that I got the seeds from Rada. and I got the land preparation from RADA. But most farmers not talk when them get things. So I am letting the world know that I get something. You only hear what they don't get. You hardly hear when they get. But we have been out there touching our farmers. But I'll be honest, the ministry alone would never be able to reach every single farmer. And especially to do it as quickly as we want to do it. And that is why we need partnership. We cannot do it alone. And as such, I want to commend the team from Isratech, who are coming on board as a major partner with the ministry in Farmers Month to provide targeted support to the farmers. And I love the fact that Isratech gave some thought to how they were going to intervene. They could have easily just said, come collect some drip. Or they do so many things now. They could have easily just said, we're just going to give you some input. But instead, they have decided to embark on a game-changing farmer-focused initiative that will see farmers, especially female farmers, receive practical climate-resilient support. They're going to literally visit the farms and do farm assessments. You know, sometimes, even if you don't get any item, just having a technical expert come and look at your farm and tell you how to change something as simple as how you design your farm might give you greater productivity and yield. Because if all of us agree that the climate has changed, then we can't be farming the same way we farmed 20 years ago. We have to take what we call a data-driven approach to do more precision-based farming. So they will be doing the farm assessments, helping the farmers in the design of their farms, working with them to put in gravity-fed irrigation systems, and also helping you with things like seedlings and fertilizer. I think we should give Isratech a big round of applause. The ministry applauds this initiative and are saying to other entities that operate in the agricultural space, Farmers Month is a good time to embark on initiatives like this that take you into the fields to interact directly with the farmers. I'm also very happy that Isratech will be documenting these initiatives and will also be using the farms that they help as model farms for the communities. Because I've always said to my RADA team and to my extension officers, yes, it is good to tell the farmers what to do, but it is not as effective as showing the farmers what to do. When a farmer can look and see that this farmer has implemented these changes and as such getting better yield, more productivity, and making more money, then the farmer will adhere and will change. So we want to applaud Isratech and say to other companies, take this sort of approach. On-the-ground intervention, and the ministry is here to work with you. Because for us, this is part of a bigger picture. In fact, you would have heard that we would have just secured the single largest grant under the climate change, the Green Climate Fund for Jamaica for our farmers. We're getting a grant of over 40 million United States dollars, which the government is going to put in some money as well that will bring it up to 50 million United States dollars. That's over 8 billion Jamaican dollars that will go into agriculture over the next 6 years. And again, the good news is a grant. It's not a loan. And we're going to use that grant to do some of the same things that Isratech is doing under this program. We're going to focus a lot on providing efficient irrigation systems to small farmers, especially renewable energy run systems. So you're not just having your pump, but again, everything have a cost. So if you can have a solar operated pump that feeds into your storage, that goes into your drip, then you're saving a lot of money and you're being more efficient with what you do. So we're going to be using some of the resources under the Adapt Jamaica project to focus on that. In fact, over 7,000 farmers will receive training in climate-smart agricultural techniques. And we expect to establish at least 45 model farms in key productive zones, so that, again, that will be a teaching space. And we're going to work with RADA to expand under this project their farmer field schools. Because I say to farmers, training is probably the best thing RADA can do for you. I know we love to say, what is RADA giving to me? And when RADA say they're going in that area, everybody asking what they have up there for give. Training is more important than anything RADA can give you in a moment. Because again, when you adapt the principles, you will see a better outcome. We're also going to be working under our Adapt Jamaica program through a hurricane recovery component to target 1,000 vulnerable farmers who will be provided with direct grant support. And we expect to do some cash for work opportunities that will benefit over 950 households. I saw a lot of conversation because when the project was launched, at one point it was said some 700,000 farmers. But it's not that the project is going to reach 700,000 farmers. It's going to reach 700,000 people. There's a difference. We have over 200 and how much now, Mr. Emerson? About 270. And you know, our number of registered farmers have been going up significantly over the last 4 or 3 years. When I just started at the ministry and I was given the figure, I used to talk about 243,000 registered farmers. Now I think we're over 270,000 registered farmers. And the good news as well, a lot of those are young people. The other good news, a lot of those are young females who are coming into agriculture, especially into livestock. We're seeing a very, very good uptake. So this ties in, the Isratech initiative ties into the broader drive of the Ministry of Agriculture. And I'll tell you, the ministry that we lead, along with the permanent secretary, what we're looking to do is to transform the sector so that we are more resilient. So in Hurricane Ivan, it took us about 2 years at least to bounce back to where we were pre-Hurricane Ivan. And I said to people, one thing about agriculture, you can't hide your results. Because if you want to know if it's doing well or not, you just go to the market. There's nothing you can hide behind. After Hurricane Beryl, a lot of people thought, based on the size of the hurricane, it was about the same as Hurricane Ivan. So a lot of people thought that it would take us about the same time. But within a year after Hurricane Beryl, we were back to our production numbers. And in fact, right before Hurricane Melissa, we were trending about 7% ahead of our best production year ever. I'll tell you another figure. Despite Hurricane Melissa, we ended the year producing over 800,000 tons of domestic production, which is the second highest ever recorded in our history. And that is despite. And that is despite, I tell you these figures, after Hurricane Melissa. So if we never had Hurricane Melissa, you know what would happen. And again, as I said when I started, we are already seeing our quickest recovery ever from a major hurricane. And not a major hurricane, the most devastating hurricane that the world has seen. So it shows that we are building resilience, but we still have some ways to go. We're going to continue to expand our irrigation systems. We're looking forward to launching Essex Valley in September of this year. That will bring 1,200 hectares of land in South Manchester, South St. Elizabeth under irrigation cover, and that will really help us build resilience. We're also moving to launch Amity Hall, which when you're hiding on the highway and you look and you see a big pond, and you're wondering what is that big pond for? It's for agriculture. It's going to be used for irrigation. And if you look at it now, you see we're putting in some solar panels because all our irrigation systems that we're building now must have some renewable energy. And then the big one, Pedro Plains. We have 500 million in the budget this year to continue our work. We're going to use that to bring 3,000 hectares. Who can do the maths in acres? Over 6,000, going 7,000 acres of land that will come under irrigated water. And as we build out these water systems, we know our production is going to get even more. So what else we're building? Storage. Because the real challenge we have now as we build resilience is that we are producing even more than we can manage. And as such, what we have to do is store so that when we go back into a period, so that we don't have periods of shortage, because we are storing. And right down the road, I'm looking to come back very soon, probably another 2 months, because our content storage facility is less than 3 minutes down the road, and it is at 90% to completion. And that will bring significant storage capacity in this area for these farmers groups, so that when you have excess produce, you won't complain that the price gone down too much. You will be able to store it, so you always get a fair price, and the consumers always have access to the best food in the world at a reasonable price. So this Isratech initiative ties into the bigger picture of transforming agriculture, and has come in the best time of year when we are celebrating our farmers. So I commend Isratech. We launched Farmers Month on Sunday, and we offered a wonderful initiative today, 3 days after. So well done, Isratech. I look forward to more agricultural companies using this time to embark on farmer-related initiatives. The ministry has a couple more things that we're doing with JAS. We're going to be embarking on a major fruit tree drive, because we have to plant back our fruit trees. Melissa took a lot of our fruit trees. And the truth is, if we don't plant them now, generations to come not going to have them. Because a lot of them that Melissa took, we born come see them. So somebody have to plant them back. So we're going to be embarking on that. And we have a big thing. You can talk to Mr. Thorpe when you finish. We're carrying our farmers down to Harmony Beach Park at the end of the month for them to have a big splash. Because farmer must live big life too, don't you? Absolutely. So let us end by, again, giving Isratech a big round of applause as we join with them on this wonderful initiative.
You have to give our minister a bigger round of applause than that, please. Farmers, you ready to go splash? I hope I hope you listen long, sir, and have room, because I tell you, everybody right now going to sign up. You ready to sign up your names, right? What time the bus leaving? I just want to make sure, so we have the court. What time the bus leaving, sir? Put it as part of the calendar. Get the alerts. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. Thank you for your endorsement of this project. Another time, please, for our Honorable Minister being here. And I'm very, very happy. As you've heard, this Isratech Resilience Farm Tour is in perfect alignment with what the ministry has been doing, right? And what we've started to do since the very beginning of Farmers Month. You heard the minister, Farmers Month was launched officially on Sunday, and here we are today, of course, with Isratech having this launch event for Farmer Resilience Farmers Tour. And that's what it's all about, right? Us just taking the initiative. We're not waiting on anybody at all. We're utilizing what we have and we're bringing solution to the people, to our farmers who need it. And just to kind of remind you all about how it will work again, the selected farmers will be receiving free farm assessments, gravity-fed irrigation system, seedling trays, germination soils, and the tour selection criteria, if it wasn't clear to you before, the farms are to be selected based on demonstrated need for support. So you know you need the support. You have a willingness to implement the recommended solutions rather. And so that means that you're not just taking the things and say, boy, let me just take the things in from Isratech and, me just have them there. No, Isratech wants to hold your hand through the process. So you have to be able to be willing to implement the recommended solutions. You have the potential to serve as a community demonstration farm. So your community is not a case where you get the things and you lock up shop and nobody can come there, come look to see what's happening. They must be able to have access and to see and to learn from you, to also know that it works and to be able to take that knowledge and go back and implement it on their farm. Because that's the reason why we have Isratech and Friends, because it's not a one-man game, right? It doesn't work if you alone do it. And of course, you have the commitment to sustainable farming practice. We don't want this initiative to be a one-off thing. We want to be able, like how we were here at the symposium last year, June, to come back next year around this time again for Farmers Month, to have an assessment, some kind of symposium that says, guys, I was one of the farmers who benefited from the Farmers Resilience Tour, and I'm able to show that this actually works because I did what was necessary. I implemented what I learned, and now I'm showing how it actually resulted in something sustainable. And the geographic diversity across the parish is very, very important. So once you meet those criteria, you are good to go. And again, we start things off this Friday. Where we're going this Friday? Top Hill. In where? St. Elizabeth. And make sure that you stay tuned to the platforms, the Isratech platforms, to hear where next they'll be headed to. And also, you're able to track the progress on the Isratech social media page to be able to see what's going to be done on the ground. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, are you happy that you are here this afternoon? You happy you come? You excited about the project? Another round of applause, please, for Isratech and all the friends. And so we declare this Isratech and Friends Resilience Farm Tour officially launched and ready to make Jamaica's agricultural sector a resilient one. We thank you all for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As you know, in Isratech style, they don't just send you home like that. They're going to want you to stay around and greet each other, have some conversations, take some picture, maybe eat some food. Yes, Benji? Of course. And make sure as well that you talk to Mr. Edmondson about the trip. Yes, the Rada, right? The Rada, okay. Oh, it's JS. Sorry, sir. Sorry, I'm setting you up. Sorry, my apologies. Sorry, sir. Mr. Thorpe, see him there? Put up your hand again for me, sir. There he is over there. But Mr. Edmondson, you're going to be down by the beach as well, right? Because farmers must live good life, as the minister says. Okay, good. Is it open for me as well? Oh, I'll be there on my teeth. For sure. Thank you all for being here again. Have a wonderful rest of day, safe journeys back home and back to your farm. Let's continue making Jamaica a resilient place. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, we have members of the Jamaica who are here as well, right? Yes. Am I missing anybody else? Anybody else? No? Okay. Thank you for being here.